Take a nap, sipping on my cup, slide in the traffic, riding in traffic, waiting on the traffic.
What's that word, YouTube? It's favorite face DLace, and I'm back with another reaction video, man. Make sure y'all leave a like and leave a comment before y'all do anything. We are trying to beat the shadow ban and the black ball on this channel, so every like and every comment and every sub will help us get to that 100K goal that we are striving to. Now, Ksoo's finally started his trial, man. I know we ain't probably reacted to a lot of Ksoo on the channel, probably ever, but don't, bro, do y'all know me? Do y'all know my name is DLace, gang? Do you not think I don't know about this? We all know this whole situation, you feel me? And I think his dad is going to be testifying on him in the trial. I think he already has, low-key. So we gonna see what's been going on with this man. Hopefully Ksoo can beat it. Hopefully he didn't do it, but who knows? And I guess we gonna find out right now. So let's get into this now. Let's see.
Hakeem Robinson does two things. One,
having your dad testify against you is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that would not be my daddy no more. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Instagram on his phone.
We are not kin.
Ray Howard was affiliated with this one. Drugs. Tells you, not when your voice slip. Let him know you're getting ready to take somebody out, but doesn't say it. That will be confirmed by Instagram records showing that video call. Instagram account,
like, why are people even, like, bro, you finna go do a drill, you finna go do anything illegal, why are you even on Instagram calling people, saying, why are you even doing anything with your phone? Why is your phone even with you? Why are you, like, meet up with people, go, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
pulled the trigger over and over.
People be getting caught in the craziest ways, over and over.
What's up, what it do? Drill Time TV checking in once again. And Yungeen A's homeboy Ksoo and his cousin ATK Scotty trial underway for that M that took place on January the 15th, 2020. And although both of their attorneys sounded promising in their opening arguments by implementing the B-Rabbit off an 8 Mile method, and what's that? By telling the jury everything the state could possibly come up with to say in a negative fashion. Now, although they was in there cooking, the prosecutor still saying they cooked. And in fact, this case is an open and shut slam dunk based on the evidence they comprise that we gonna get onto later on in this video. But first, hit the like button and share this one time for your boy to spread awareness. And if you ain't subscribed to the channel, this is a good time to do it now. Thank you, I appreciate the support. I put a lot of work in this research. Now let's jump right into it. Now, many of us seen the still image that's floating around as a slender-built gentleman with the two-tone hoodie and dismissed it as being Ksoo. Me personally, I had no clue. I'm just reporting. That's up to you guys to decide.
Bro, I thought Ksoo had a little meat to him. Pause.
Saying Charles McCormick, aka Little Buck from 6 Block, home of Julio Fulio, made a diss track against ATK and spoke on the Willie Addison hit. So on January the 15th of 2020, Ksoo, his brother, his cousin, ATK Scotty, along with his friend Butter and his cousin Torgon, followed Lil Buck from his apartment complex to a temp service called Express Employment. So as they watched Buck walk into the establishment, they parked over in a cut behind his car so they'd be able to spot him when he walked out. So Buck went in there and took care of his business and lined him up a job, but as he was walking out to the parking lot, the driver stated that Ksoo called an audible. Initially, they planned for Ksoo and Scotty to pop out and chase him down and possibly shoot him in the car. The Ksoo friend stated that Ksoo was thirstier than dead grass, and when he seen him, he said, there you go, and popped out.
Oh, it's more than just his dad. I thought his dad was the only one testifying. Everybody snitching? Dang. And the thing about snitching is, bro, like, they literally make you stand in front of that person, sit right here looking just like him, and tell the whole story. Bro, y'all gotta stop, man, committing these crimes, man, especially with people, gang. Like, man, that's always gonna get you caught up.
And
bro.
In that moment, that's when the prosecutor said that Ksoo
save his own
self and made a mess with them 223s.
Now, how close would you say you got to him? All the way to him. And what did you see?
His leg was separated, and half his face was gone.
Dang.
His teeth were on the sidewalk.
Two people who shot and killed this man in Arlington. This is a new picture of Charles McCormick Jr. given to Action News Jax by his family. They say he was supposed to be starting a new job yesterday when he was killed. We first showed you this surveillance video of the suspects running through a backyard last night at 5. This happened after they crashed a stolen getaway car.
But luckily, it was an off-duty cop at Publix in close proximity that heard the gunfire and gave chase to the stolen Nissan Altima that was being driven by the friend Butter. Eventually, he crashed. Now they hopped out and on feet. Officers say Scotty and Butter ran in one direction towards the house they crashed at, and Ksoo ran in the opposite direction. So the officer put his attention on Ksoo.
Y'all could have really did something with y'all life. Y'all could have been in track, boy. Look how they hurdled that fence.
Out and on feet. Officers say Scotty and Butter ran in one direction
said,
towards the that, and Ksoo ran in the opposite direction. So the officer put his attention on Ksoo until he hopped a couple fences and got up out of there with rifle in hand and hoe. But prosecutors mentioned that he was caught on a ring camera, and they claim they got footage of the murder. So the off-duty officer radioed to the other officers their direction to travel. The officers claim, unlike Ksoo, Scotty and Butter left their weapons in a stolen Nissan and made their way in the backyard of a 57-year-old woman and barged into her home without permission, trying to evade the police. So boom, they make it into the woman's house. She walking out the bathroom and she spot the two guys and tell them, "Get out of my house," but in some colorful language, right? And proceeded to make it out on her front porch yelling help. So the both of them pulled this lady back in her home, and it was said that Butter proceeded to choke her down to the ground and took her phone and threatened to cause further harm if she didn't comply. So then ATF Scotty calls Ksoo brother Crazy K. So then they take the woman's clothing, most likely her husband's that was at work, change into that, and share their location. And then about an hour later, Ksoo dad and his brother pulls up in a red orange Dodge Challenger. So then they jump in with Ksoo dad and evade the police. And so the lady makes it to her porch, flags down an officer that's still in the area, and gave a description of the perpetrators.
Those men later got away after keeping a woman hostage inside her home for more than an hour. I'm John Bachman.
I'm Tanika Hughes. Action News Jax Elizabeth Pace has been on this story since she first found the woman who was held captive. Elizabeth is live in Arlington, and that woman told you that she's now worried.
Okay, so his dad was the getaway driver. See, I know the story. I'm up here bragging about how I know the story. I know the story, but I don't know those specific things. I'm thinking his dad somehow just know about it, or his dad got caught up with the police or something, and they asked him, what you know, this, that, and the third, and he just finna snitch on his son. I didn't know that he was the actual getaway driver in the situation. Ksoo the only one staying down because he a rapper. He probably scared of how that would make his image look or whatever, but he the only one staying solid throughout this whole thing.
Come back for her.
I ain't know his homies were snitching too.
And hopeful that police might be close to answers, but now the adrenaline has worn off and she's sore and just anxious that these guys might come back. This is a little bit of what they left over. This is where they crashed. That stolen car looks like part of the plastic bumper here, and then over here we see part of the headlight. Now, although this still sits here on the sidewalk and is a reminder of what happened yesterday, she says she's not going to let them run her out of her own home. It all started at this store in Arlington, Express Employment Professionals. Police say someone shot up the store Wednesday morning, killing a young man. Today I learned that man was an up-and-coming music artist, 23-year-old Charles McCormick Jr. These are new pictures of him given to us by his family. They didn't want to go on camera, but told me they're crushed by his loss. He was supposed to be starting a new job that day. Before the suspects could get too far, they crashed their stolen getaway car about 2 miles on Townsend Boulevard. Neighbors gave me this home surveillance video that shows them running through yards and hopping a fence to get away from police. Then they chose a random woman's home to hide and change clothes.
Okay, so what happened? So you just saw them all?
My house. They were in my house. I came out of the bathroom and they were in my house.
We were getting video of the crashed car when I heard screams for help. She told me the two suspects just left her home after holding her hostage for an hour and a half. I helped her over to police and have checked in with her a few times since then. She says she's sore after trying to fight them off, but refuses to let them win.
She's resilient. Never again, you never think anything like that's going to happen to you.
Facts.
Especially her.
Kim was the first friend to find her. She also lives nearby.
We've been
I ain't gonna lie, Granny had a little shape to her too. You feel me? Granny had a little shape to her. Bro, I don't know what that means in the situation, but I'm just saying, Granny got a little shape to her.
All the different scenarios that could have happened, and we're just
shout out to her though. I'm glad you safe.
It could have went so many different ways.
Now we do know that JSO detectives have been back out here collecting DNA, and neighbors are hopeful that they'll make an arrest soon.
Now Butter had distinct tattoos on his forearms, and the victim provided that information to the police. That same day, officers had her look at a photo spread, and she identified Butter as the one who choked her out, but she couldn't identify ATF Scotty because she didn't really see his face clearly. But to Scotty's surprise, they didn't really need her because when they pulled her back in the house, he left DNA on her clothing. That DNA evidence along with phone records proved that Scotty and Butter were the two that broke in this poor lady house and held her against her will while assaulting her in desperate hopes to escape from the police. Inside the stolen Nissan Altima, police also retrieved DNA evidence that leads back to Ksoo and ATK Scotty. The prosecution also emphasized that the two guns recovered from the stolen Nissan that belonged to ATK Scotty and Butter, they were not the murder weapons. They saying that the murder weapon was with Ksoo and he ran in the other direction. They said ATK Scotty had an AR-15 with 27 rounds and one in the chamber and was ready to fully participate, although he didn't pull the trigger. They also found a Glock inside the car with Ksoo fingerprints on the slide. You can't make this shit up.
They loaded AR-15 in the back, 26 rounds, including 1 round chambered, ready to fire. That was Leroy Whitaker's rifle. He wasn't a spectator in this. He was armed and fully willing and ready to participate, and participate he did, even though he did not pull a trigger. Also, a Glock handgun. And on the slide of that Glock, fingerprint. Robinson's.
prosecutors saying that Ksoo hit the cut through a nature preserve park and made it to an apartment complex near Arlington Expressway. And from there, he sent his location to his brother Crazy Chris, who was with his cousin Torgon Williams at the time at Torgon House on Dalehurst Drive, just behind Merrill Road Shopping Plaza. So they woke Torgon's girlfriend up. They've been together 5 years and told her to drive to them apartments and pick up Ksoo without telling her what happened. So she leaves to go to swoop up Ksoo and bring him back to the house with his brother and his cousin. But not before a witness that stayed at the apartment at the time described a white female driving around the parking lot like she was looking for something but unfamiliar to the area. So she described Torgon's girlfriend in the car she was in at the time. Witness told the officer that she picked up a man in a two-tone hoodie after seeing him walk out the woods. The witness also got an alert on her phone about JSO.
And they're trusting a white girl to do the driving too. I get that's your girl, but gang, you in a life or death situation. You in a life or go to jail for life situation, gang. I ain't letting no white woman drive me nowhere and I just committed a crime. No white woman should see. I don't want no white woman to see me. I don't want no white woman to take me nowhere. None of that shit. What the f***? Are y'all serious? I ain't gonna lie. No lighter skin. No.
Suspects in the criminal description, including that two-tone hoodie. Prosecutors claim that the witness got a quick glance at the clothing and ran back in the apartment for her safety, based off the alert. So being that she didn't get a good look at the suspect, she wouldn't be able to identify him. Now, Butter was arrested the same day and started cooperating. This story sounds like deja vu, so familiar, like we heard it before.
Butter.
So
Oh, bro. He said FBG Butter. Oh, bro. I like these Butters tripping, man. It's free FBG Butter, though, but these Butters tripping, man.
This story sounds like deja vu, so familiar, like we heard it before. Butter arrested. He pled guilty to second-degree murder for Charles McCormick, aka Little Buck, and admitted to being the driver. He pled guilty to burglary with assault and battery for running in that lady's house fleeing from the police. He pled guilty to aggravated fleeing and eluding law enforcement for taking the police on a high-speed chase driving up to 100 miles per hour. And get this, they said he also pled guilty on a separate murder case. The prosecutor said he in so much shit when he testified, he don't know what sentence he go get.
Man.
When all he knows is what he looking at, and he's looking at life in prison. Yep, life with no parole, and according to his guidelines, the minimum he can receive is 41.8 years up to life in prison. But with his cooperation, the judge is allowed to go below that 41.8 threshold. That's if she decided to, and at the time, she ain't make no promises. Now, one thing for sure and two for certain, Bubba also know there's no way he can get less than 20 years. But at the same time, he could testify and still get life. But the prosecution said they feel so confident that even without Butter, they had enough evidence to put Ksoo and Scotty away for a long time. Because right before the murder, Ksoo goes on Instagram and tell a 6-block op, I caught one of your boys slipping, right before running down on his prey, bloodthirsty. Ksoo dad Blue pled guilty to 2 accessories to murder. One from this case, another unrelated. I believe Ksoo father is going to testify that Willie Addison, the guy Charles McCormick dissed in the song, was his son. And him and Ksoo brother Crazy Chris was in a car and got shot while his son Willie died. And after that shooting, they became aware of the song and didn't like it. His son Abdul Jr., aka Crazy Chris, got hit in the head. So basically, Ksoo was furious.
Now, when you watched that video of the murder of Charles McCormick, did you recognize the shooter?
Yes, sir.
Who was the shooter in that video?
Yungeen.
Your son, Yungeen Robinson.
Yes, sir.
And obviously he's your son, so you're very familiar with him.
Yes, sir.
Leading up to January the 15th, 2020, when he got a call from ATF Scotty and Crazy Chris because they needed help. At the time, still sticking to the story, saying that he didn't know that a murder was committed until he picked him up. But all this seemed rather suspicious to the viewers, especially since Ksoo father went on the news expressing his pain with the promise of no retaliation after losing a son and being hit up himself. In the same instance, watching his other son sustain a gunshot wound to the head. Damn, I ain't gonna lie. That's enough to make you get in one of them cars.
Shot in a mass shooting last month is now speaking out about the state of our city and what he feels needs to happen to stop the violence.
I think just as well as they're talking about bringing the National Guard in and all that, I think that that's going to be a challenge to the younger guys or whoever out here in the streets, you know, doing what they do.
Abdul Robinson was also shot in the mass shooting. 6 were shot and 1 person died. The man who died was Robinson's 25-year-old son, Willie Addison, who was an aspiring rapper. News4Jax reporter Destiny McKeever spoke one-on-one with Robinson, who now says...
Boy, who is this? Oh, my God. Jesus. Protect her at all costs. Oh, my God.
Justice.
I like her.
And Tariq, there have been no arrests
Destiny
made in that
McKeever.
mass shooting. Again, I spoke with the father one-on-one. He says his young...
And without even seeing it, I know. Yup. 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 She got a dunk. She got a dunk. She got a dunk. She got a dunk. She got a... I can't even clap and be on beat with it, but I know that mug. Fat.
Son, Willie Addison, was shot and killed, and his other son was shot and wounded. He's still in the hospital, but he says in no way, shape, or form did this family deserve this.
Posted on the fire with Dan, know we getting money.
Willie Addison was shot and killed after a rap event at Paradise Gentlemen's Club last month. He was in the truck with 5 other people. His dad, Abdul Robinson, was driving.
Oh, that's why he's snitching. He done been in too many situations.
Shot inside our car over 100 times. Killed my son in the front seat.
He tired of that.
Shot my son in the back, in the head 3 times. Shot my nephew several times. A couple more passengers in there were shot several times, numerous of times. And I drove all the way from there to Memorial Hospital. Shot in the back myself twice.
It's a story hard to imagine, but Robinson says it was reality and he had to act fast. He says he's been through a lot, including his own trouble in the streets of Jacksonville. But today he wants to clear the air.
Did 11 years in prison, got out 2009. Haven't been in no trouble with the law until a couple of months ago. Nothing serious. And we're not getting the same treatment as a victim. Not saying the police not working or doing their job. I don't want to say that.
What Robinson is saying is that with Jacksonville having 22 murders in the first couple of months of 2019, he wants people to know he's not retaliating for the murder of his son.
I want justice for my son. I'm not sending nobody out there. They got quote unquote, I'm supposed to have hits.
And with all the shootings in Jacksonville right now, Abdul says the talk around town is that he is initiating some of it. He's getting retaliation for his son's shooting death. He says that is not the case. He is going to let police.
So let me get this straight. So he done lost one son and he ready to let the police take his other 2 to save himself? Shit, like Snoop said, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Ksoo lawyer said Pop's ready to sacrifice the whole family and sit down for 2 more years and hit the street. Fuck friends. You can't even trust the nigga that push you out they sack when y'all got football numbers hanging over your back. We ain't never seen no demonstration like that. Kids infatuated and romanticized about gangsterism, so it's almost natural for people not affected by this tragedy.
And it's like growing up in a black household and stuff, your parents tell you, bro, they tell you, bro, you go to jail, I'm not bailing you out. You do this, I'm not doing this. Because at the end of the day, like I said, he did what he did in the streets, whatever. At the end of the day, bro, your parents, like, you can be mad for sure, but bro, this is something that you bring into their doorstep. They don't want to live this life, and they don't want to go down for the life that you living. And honestly, you shouldn't want them to go down for the life you living. I understand you want your parents should always have your back. Your parents should always be there for you. Not saying that he's not going to be there for you while you in jail, but you're going to probably be in jail. Your parent, like, that's the stuff you got to think about, bro. Your parent is not living the same life as you. They're not cut from whatever cloth you are cut from either. Because even if he was doing stuff back then, this is a whole nother generation. Whole nother playing field. So it's like, when I hear more of the stories, like, okay, I can kind of see why his dad was snitch. I ain't gonna lie, I can see it. You bringing problems to his doorstep and you want him to come and face the consequences with you.
Bad guy, and I ain't mad at you, but peep game. If you go out right now and catch a hat and all over the news and they call your parents in to point you out, and you really think you gonna be back in the streets rapping about dead ops? Shit, I don't think so. They took this case to the box, meaning if they happen to lose, it's a wrap. You'll never see them again. Ksoo lawyer mentioned that Bubba a failed rapper and Ksoo just got signed for $40K in 2020, so they was jealous of him, but quiet as kept in 2020, a lot of people was lit. That was the era of PPP where you could find your neighborhood junkie walking around with a 40 or 50K play, and a lot of them still on their feet to this day. And these ain't no random witnesses that seen something from afar. And these the getaway drivers, fuck you talking about Blue and Butter saying this shit and putting themselves on the scene of the murder and saying Ksoo the sole shooter. I don't know if Butter tried to sauce the story up a little bit, but he said Ksoo was even gonna shoot at the cops, but him and Scotty told him chill out. Shit, this ain't no movie, you funning yourself too much, because if they get to throwing back, you done made us all a memory. But at the end of the day, what can we learn from this? And Ksoo father said the way his body set up, he can't do 20 years, he just did 11. He got health complications, and he ain't trying to die on that motherfucker. He said y'all should have let the police do their job. Everybody on the case family but one person, but Nas said it the best. A thug changes, and love changes, and best friends become strangers. Word up.
And they asked me to go pick up Hakeem.
Did you know why they wanted you to pick him up?
It's the white woman, ain't it?
Did you ask?
No.
Did you finally agree to do that?
Yes.
Did it seem to you like Torgon or Abdul Robinson Jr. did not want to go pick him up themselves?
Yes.
Where did you have to go to pick Hakeem up?
Up Arlington Expressway, in some apartments.
And how did you know where to go?
Kareem.
She telling it all. Don't ever have no white woman helping you when you just did a drill. My, are y'all crazy? I think they said, oh, somebody girlfriend. Boy, I don't give a boy. That'll be another. You don't tell her when you fucking that bitch. Why would you tell her when you catch that body? Boy, yeah, hey. Hey man, we gonna pay real close attention to this situation. I ain't gonna lie. We hopefully somehow they can beat it. Hopefully somehow they can beat it. We gonna see. We gonna find. Hey, we gonna be here every time a video drop on it. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave likes, and let me know what y'all think in the comments. Am I tripping, or did Shorty shit look like it was fat? The news reporter. Am I tripping about that? Am I tripping about the white woman thing? Am I tripping about you can see why his dad? You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comment section. And also, YouTube think y'all would like one of these 3 videos. So tap into those as well before y'all go do something else. You feel me?
I'm a fuck with.